What's up, guys? So, we're doing a little bit of Destiny content here. Haven't really done much of that recently, with my last two videos being completely different, but so I'm gonna be doing some of the most legendary PVE guns that you're gonna want to get your hands on, because meta's been changing a lot. Like they brought back legendary guns that are just like can get new rolls on them, all that stuff. So I'll just give you a little bit of advice to what you're gonna want to get. So yeah, let's start off with Point of the Stag. This had a old version of it. It's not currently available in the archive though. That was very powerful, legendary. A lot of people used it. It was mainly a crucible weapon, but now there are roles that are more subjective to PvE. It's hard hitting, it's precision frame, so you would expect that. Now, I don't have the best roll on this, but I just really enjoy the way it feels. It's powerful, has good origin traits too for both crucible and PvE. Yeah, just pretty tanky bow. You can get great rolls on it. Yeah, I would recommend it. And then, brand new one, they recently brought back the Breakneck. Now, this was another old legacy weapon. Now, I don't have a good roll on this either. Enlightened Action Adagio is not very powerful, but this thing is an absolute tank. It can roll with Subsistence and Onslaught, which is just not even funny. They work perfectly in conjunction. Subsistence giving it more bullets, and Onslaught ramping up its rate of fire. Just like melt people. It's crazy. Yeah, so this is one of the best ARs in the game right now for ad clear because of that. There are some other good rolls on this, but that's definitely the one I would recommend. And even with a terrible roll like this, I was really enjoying using it for the first time. I'm not a Gambit player, so I just had to kind of roll with what I got. So, yeah, great gun. Recommend it. And let's move on to Horror Story. This is not a gun that you will be able to get, but if you do have one, I would recommend using it. If you haven't, the best roll you want, at least for if you're using Stasis with it, is Demolitionist and Headstone, as they can proc a bunch of your different stuff. But personally, this isn't my favorite roll on the gun. I have one with Enlightened Action Target Lock that'll just melt majors, which is really nice. But if you're actually using a Stasis subclass, this is probably the best roll you will want. It has some decent origin traits like Search Party when no allies are near. That makes it great for solo content. Naughtier Focus, increasing some stats. That'll be great for Crucible. Yeah, just an overall balanced weapon. It can get multiple good rolls for multiple different things. Of course, you can't get it now, but if you have one, I would use it. Okay, Ahmed is one that has made quite a name for itself as being one of the best ARs because it can roll with Ambitious Assassin Chain Reaction. I mean, not Ambitious Assassin Chain Reaction. Ambitious Assassin and Incandescent. And it'll just tank entire areas if Incandescent can get enough kills. It'll have a bunch of bullets in its magazine and just melt everything. Now, I don't have a great roll on it either. Stats for all, one for all. I really need to get this thing better, level it up a little bit, because I could probably do well with it, because I don't really have a good energy auto rifle, but, what can you do? Moving on to Funnel Web, this thing has made a huge name for itself in being one of the best ad-clear submachine guns. Can roll with Subsistence and Frenzy. I have Subsistence Adrenaline Junkie, and I actually like it better than Frenzy, as Frenzy takes a long time to proc, but Adrenaline Junkie, you can get ×5 stacks with a grenade, or, of course, you get a stack every time you get a kill with Funnel Web, which kind of makes it like a mini Rampage, which is really nice. It's not exactly as good as Rampage, because it doesn't last as long, but just pretty tanky, Got Tactical Mag, Polygonal Rifling, Tactical Mag being one of the best ones, as it can't roll with, Ricochet rounds, high cal. those kind of things. Just tanks adds. I would go with backup mag to boost its capacity. Yeah, just overall really good SMG. Tanks adds. If you want a energy submachine gun, I would take this. Yeah. Okay, now the Aramite is one of the best fusion rifles. Although most people don't like high impacts, it's been really powerful with the fact that controlled burst can help it boost its shooting speed, you know. And then I put liquid coils on it. It has an even longer charge time, but it does deal extra damage. It's one of the best special weapons for boss damage, as the controlled burst massively increases an already tanky weapon's damage. You know, I have lead from gold on mine to increase ammo giving, which is just super nice. Yeah, overall tanky, just wrecks bosses. I think it's personally best against majors, where it can just like kind of melt like a champion or something. Of course, fusion rifles don't have champion mods this season. They did last season. I really liked using it against unstoppables. If you guys want to go and watch my speedrunning the Nightfall video, yeah, I made use of this. It's pretty nice. Alrighty, let's move on to Braytech Osprey. Now this is like a legendary rocket launcher. It's been around for a while, but if you don't have one, I would do some Nightfalls and try to pick one up. This thing is just a tanky thing. You know, it can roll with a lot of different ammo perks as well as just exploding perks. Like, I have chain reaction field prep, as field prep increases ammo reserves and chain reaction causes so many explosions. Now this thing can roll with cluster bomb in the first trait pocket. Combining that with something like chain reaction for so many explosions is deadly. Or it can roll with envious assassin and bipod to get up to 4 bullets in one magazine of a rocket launcher, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, it's a high impact rocket launcher. Just smokes things. Ooh, I'm gonna put smart drift control on this actually. Yeah, just tanky gun. I would recommend using it. Okay. Now, we're only doing legendary weapons in this, so I'm not going to be doing exotics, but I am planning on doing a later video that will express, like, what exotics you're going to want to get. But let's move on to another tanky rocket launcher, the Hothead. Now, this thing, I believe, is probably most powerful because of the fact that it can roll with clown cartridge. You know, getting the 2 bullets in the same mag, just tanking things. Especially that it's a really high damage rocket launcher. Pairing it something like impulse amplifier for increased speed. Really good against bosses. Like, boss damage is crazy with this thing. Especially since I have a blast radius masterwork. It'll just clear out adds too. It's really nice. It's a super versatile rocket launcher. I would go for clown cartridge on the roll, and like just try and get like impulse amplifier, maybe auto loading holster, just something to benefit that clown cartridge. Or you could go for a more high damage and not use clown cartridge, but personally, I like clown cartridge so you can shoot more. Some people might disagree with me, but I don't know. Alright, Taipan is definitely most powerful when you're using it with crafting, as you can have enhanced firing line and enhanced clown cartridge. Some people prefer triple tap, even though triple tap does give you some more ammo. I honestly prefer clown cartridge, as you can have more ammo in a clip, so you can just kind of melt down bosses. I am using firing line, as most high-end activities will have at least 3 players in it, and having that extra precision damage on a precision frame Taipan is just pretty deadly. Yeah, I have boss spec to add even more damage, and this thing can do so much. if you have it in the right time at bosses. It's really nice. Of course, being a linear fusion, this thing is not good for ad clear, but I think it makes up for that as being a boss tanker. And to wrap up the video, I think I'll go with the Swarm here. This thing is a tanky high-impact machine gun. You know, rapid-fire machine guns have been getting a lot of love lately in the community. Just like being able to supposedly shred bosses, but I don't know. Having Vorpal Weapon on the Swarm, actually, I believe it does more damage. You know, having extended mag and backup mag to make this thing's magazine a whole 74 bullets, and this is a high impact as it shoots slower, so you can just fire with this thing for a long time. Dynamic sway reduction makes it easier to, you know, hit your shots, as this thing's stability or recoil direction are both not great. So yeah, that just really helps it shred bosses. This is the role I recommend. If you want to use target lock instead of Vorpal Weapon, that works, except just whichever one, both just really help it with bosses. Now this thing's okay at ad clear. If you have a lot of ads, you could just kind of like, at least as you're hitting headshots, just boom, 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 kills everywhere. So yeah. And last one, I'm saving this one for last as this is a new thing. Hasn't really made its abundance of power yet, but Lethal Abundance is tanky, as I got one of the best rolls with Onslaught Keep Away. Onslaught increasing its rate of fire, which is ridiculous. Now most people don't like high impact frame ARs, but Onslaught easily makes up for it, as just getting a few kills will make this thing ramp up to feel like a rapid fire, even better. This thing will just shred anything that you put at it. You know, it can roll with the good magazines like Halical, Armor Piercing, and Ricochet, and pairing that with something like Onslaught. And then I have Keep Away on mine, but I'm pretty sure it can roll with better stuff than Keep Away. Of course, Keep Away is nice as it can express your range, and since my personal one has a 100 range stat, it's pretty freaking good. It does nice damage, you know, pretty good for high-end content, for just getting some ads, as well as this thing can actually do decent damage being a high impact frame to bosses. Of course, you probably won't be using a primary weapon on bosses, but whatever. So yeah, that's probably all I was going to show you today. You know, just some of the best legendary weapons that you're going to want to be using. If you don't have any of those, try and get at least one. If you don't have, like, let's say an energy auto rifle, energy SMG, fusion, you know, like, don't have a good AR, don't have a good rocket launcher, just go for whichever one you would want. So, yeah, that'll probably be it. I'll be seeing you guys later. Have a good time. Bye.